Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 17th. We're just going to jump right in here, Aries, as always, and see what is going on for you. Both of these cards kind of want to come off here, so I'm going to take both for your first row. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to do like a regular spread here, and then I'm going to clarify it with actually the in-between tarot is what this deck is called. I'll let you know what it's called again in a minute, but... for everyone else, I've been using the After Tarot, but for some reason I felt like I needed to use this in-between tarot for your reading. So you might be like in between some sort of like change or something like that. This right here is a coffee cup oracle, or sorry, coffee cup oracle I think is what this is called. People keep asking, and I keep forgetting to tell people what it is. We're also going to be using this, which is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. People keep asking about that one. These two are like my two favorite new decks, so... Definitely a big fan of both of them. But let's see what we have for you here, Aries. I feel like I said Aquarius at the beginning of the reading. I might not have, but some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius. You have the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune has Aquarius on it. And what card is this? Oh, no. That's Virgo. Never mind. But you have this change in this Courage card. After that moon, that full moon we just had in Aries, you know, depending on when you're watching this a few days ago, I feel like I feel like everybody needs to be courageous, but of course you're an Aries, so it's going to be extremely important for you to be very courageous and step into a new life. I already knew what your reading was going to be about before I even started it, and you have the Eight of Cups. I feel like you are walking into a new life. This could have to do with love, but again, you know, I really feel for you a major focus is your life in general, and it's something that this change is going to require courage, which again, that fits in very well with the moon and everything else that's going on here. Again, we also have, like, I think something people don't realize, we have Pluto changing sign in March of next year as well, which, you know, Pluto takes a very long-ass time to get through a sign, and so what I would say is that, you know, we're going through some major changes, but I feel like people are being called to be brave. It's like you are definitely one of the signs where I kind of feel like you could be standing, but like the courage part of this reading here is actually the Ten of Pentacles in the world. And what I feel here for you, Aries, is, you know, like I've been saying to everyone, I feel we all have to kind of be inspirational for each other at this time, if that makes sense. So I feel if we have anything, you know, any changes or anything we want to make, we have to make those changes and be brave and show other people that they can be brave as well. You know, and I feel like if we do that, then we're kind of like fulfilling a spiritual purpose. And, you know, that's why I keep encouraging people to do this stuff. But something for you definitely has to do with attention. You have the Six of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands here. The Six of Wands, is a card of attention. It's a card of excellence as well, and being really good at, you know, doing whatever it is that you're doing in life, whatever change you're making here. And like I said, I would call this a major change reading. You have the World card here, but, you know, the World card alone doesn't really do anything for me other than say you could be completing a cycle, but just putting, again, I read holistically. I put everything together, and just putting it together, I'd say that really this is about you stepping into a new world and then probably presenting yourself in a new world. This could be you kind of like starting a new business. It could be you making some life changes, you know, that kind of lead to people feeling like inspired by you or inspired by the changes that you're making. I kind of feel like a little bit of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out energy with this Four of Pentacles. I think this is natural whenever we go through one of these changes. It's like, and what I mean by this is there could be certain things that you want to change. Like it could even be like your diet or something along those lines. You could be thinking, oh, I want to make this change, but it's like you could be still slipping back into some old patterns. And, you know, I think this is natural. Like I said, not something to beat yourself up over. But this could be happening in other areas of your life as well. Like maybe you're slipping back to ex-partners or, you know, like whatever else, you know, it could be anything going on in your life. This isn't saying like, don't do it, but I feel like it is saying also make a decision. Like, what world do you want to live in? I feel like that's what this reading is saying. It's like you're creating your own world. So what world do you want to live in? And I feel like these changes are going to happen very, very quickly for you, Aries. So I would definitely make some decisions here. I feel like there's good news coming in as well. Six of Wands with the Eight of Wands to me can definitely be good news. Again, we're going to be using this. Sorry, that was like 100 cards that just popped out there. But We're going to be using this in-between tarot. This deck, I just felt like I needed to use it for you. It kind of represents in between two cards. You'll see what I mean. But with the Six of Wands, you have the Magician to the High Priestess. Again, taking something from idea to action. You know, the High Priestess represents potential, and the Magician represents needing to take action on something that has potential, needing to use your powers of manifestation to make something happen. So again, this is the in-between tarot. It's kind of like in between the two cards, if that makes sense. And, you know, I love this deck as well. I literally just got it, and it is awesome. But what I would say here is that, again, I feel like you see the potential in some sort of change that you're about to make, but, you know, kind of like putting it into action is what needs to happen here. You know, he has a giant cup on his chest. And again, I've been telling everyone, you need to follow your heart. Your heart is going to tell you what to do. I mean, this is true for everyone. I truly, truly believe that our hearts are telling us what we need to do. The brain is like a whole other thing, right? I feel like our brains could be saying, you know, kind of just conflicting with what our heart wants to do. We see this right here, actually, with the Four of Pentacles. You can see that he has a pentacle over his head. He's got one over his heart as well. And I always say that the Four of Pentacles to me kind of reminds me of Greg Braden. He says, when your head and your heart become one, you can move mountains. But I kind of feel there could be a little bit of conflict here. And I feel it's kind of like the, you know, the whole piss or get off the pot energy where you have to make a decision. With that Four of Pentacles, you have the Hangman in the Death card. So, you know, I feel, again, you're about to make I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I was literally saying that you are about to make a major change. And you go, you know, Hangman to the Death card here, and you're in between that. It's like this fire's getting hot. Something is building inside of you. I don't even think this fire is a bad thing. It's like sometimes I think we start to see that, you know, we could be having thoughts, like we could be noticing how time is moving like faster as we get older, and that could motivate us and say like, hey, I better like move my ass before, you know, something happens, right? And it's funny because I saw a quote the other day, and of course I'm not going to remember it because it's popping into my head, but it was basically like every man has two lives, or something like that. It's like his life and then life after he realizes that he only has one life. And again, this isn't like a sexist thing. I know someone's going to take it there, man, woman, whatever, doesn't matter, gender, I don't care, right? So, you know, put whatever you are into that quote. And what I would say here is I kind of feel that for you, where it's like you could be realizing that you only have one life. Yes, I believe in reincarnation, but we only live this life once, probably. Although, who knows, right? Next, you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. So going backwards here. Again, another card of putting things into action, putting things into work, right? Because the Ace of Pentacles is like the start, and the Two of Pentacles is kind of like juggling or spinning plates. So I feel like you are about to become very busy. We even see it going this direction here with the Ten of Pentacles. You know, whenever I get something like this with the Strength card, the Strength card to me comes up when we could be developing like a daily routine, or we could just be developing a routine for our life in general with the Strength card. I'll explain that in a minute, but I feel like some of you could be setting up a system, or you need to set up a system here. Again, Pluto and Capricorn, right? Needing to have a system, needing to have something to like follow that actually works for your life. Next, you have this Risk card. Every single person has been getting Risk cards with me for, I don't know, like 6 months now. So at least I think the only risk we can take right now is no risk at all. And, you know, that's what I would say here. You know, it's like, it reminds me of another quote, one of my favorite people of all time, Jim Rohn. He says the only risk in life, or there is no risk in life because, you know, none of us are going to make it out alive, or something like that. Again, I butchered the quote. Somebody will know what it is and they'll put it down below. But the whole point is again, life is a risk. We're not going to make it out alive. And, you know, I think that was Jim Rohn's quote. So I feel that in a lot of ways, some of you maybe are feeling a little bit risky. And look at this. You have the Wheel of Fortune going to the Eight of Cups to the Nine of Wands here. It's almost like you could be taking a risk on something that you have taken a risk on before, or you could be revisiting a risk. And this risk could be anything. You know, of course, it could be love. So I'm not saying you're going back to the past. I don't think that's the case. I feel that for the most part, you're probably moving towards new love, but you're just taking the risk to have love in your life. For others, I feel like you're taking the risk to have the Ten of Pentacles here. So again, you have the Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Pentacles in the world. The risk of having the Ten of Pentacles is having a lot of responsibility. You know, it's like, this is a card of building and leaving a legacy. So, you know, it's not just money. It's not just a money card. It's a card of like building something significant in your life. And I kind of feel, of course that can be risky. It's like, you take on more responsibilities. There's more moving parts, more stuff to do. Two of Pentacles, right? Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles right there. I feel that you have a lot going on, or you will be having a lot going on, especially as we move through this year and then get into next year, Jupiter in your sign. I didn't even realize for some reason that, again, you have the World and the Wheel of Fortune. Both cards represent the fixed signs. It's funny that I said Aquarius at the beginning of the reading. You could, I think I said it. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, or you could have an Aquarius entering into your life. There's some sort of change going on here. And again, I feel like you're the magician and the sorceress and everything in between. She represents a sorceress, and some people read her as an intersex being, actually, because she has mastery over all energies. She is like fully integrated, and kind of like the high priestess, she sees the beginning, middle, and end of every single situation that is going on in her life before it happens. And that means she sees it as she wants it to go. It doesn't mean that she like literally sees the future. She creates the future in front of her. And that's exactly what I would be doing here if I were you with that World card. You also have the Wheel of Fortune. Again, we can take control of our destiny with the Wheel of Fortune with this right here. This snake represents our vibrations and kind of like the vibes we give off. So we can take control of our vibrations with our thoughts, and that's exactly what I would do here with the Wheel of Fortune. But I feel like you're building something significant. You might be building it in your head at this moment, if that makes sense. But, again, I think that the Hangman, the High Priestess to the Magician, it's almost like it's getting to the point where you can't keep thinking about it. I think you're about to take action. With that Wheel of Fortune, you have the Four of Cups to the Five of Cups. There could be some disappointments or regrets in past situations. I would really let the past go here. Some of you, again, it's like one of those things, I always tell people that, even though personally I'm against, kind of against, I mean, I don't care what people do, but I think it's not a good idea usually to go back to an ex, and I've done it. So it's like, I can say something is I think that it's a bad idea and still do it. But, sometimes I think we're meant to kind of like make mistakes. So I always tell people, it's like, if you want to go back, I mean, go for it. If it's a mistake, who cares? At least as long as you kind of look at it and you say, I learned something from it. So, again, if you have regrets over something that you kind of feel is a mistake, it doesn't even have to be love, I feel, for some of you. For some of you, I feel it's like an investment, or you thought like, oh, if I put this much time into this project, I'm going to get like this much money. It's like something fell short, recently. And I kind of feel this for you here, but I don't know. I feel like as long as you learn from it, I feel like you're getting what you need from it, if that makes sense. With that Ten of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles here. So that's pretty interesting as well. Well, I mean, this card technically is the King of Pentacles, but you also have the Page of Pentacles. So this to me says that you need to learn more about something that is established in your life. That's what I'm getting intuitively here on this card. And so, again, because this is the in-between tarot, it's like both energies. You can see it's like an old, I don't know if it's supposed to be a man or a woman, if I'm being honest with you here. But look at this. This is kind of like a cool card. It's like the universe has handed down knowledge to this older person who is handing down knowledge to this younger person right here, right? And you have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. There's an old person, a slight, a kind of like middle-aged couple, and then there's the baby or the child on the card, right? So it's like information is being pushed down or sent down to you. I feel that for some of you. For others, I feel that you have to, it's kind of like saying that you have to be an inspiration at this time because, well, I mean, I don't think you have to do anything. I feel you can do whatever you want. But, I think being an inspiration, you're passing down information to not just your children if you have children, but also people around you in general. With the World, you have the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Definitely the completion of something. I actually don't think this is that bad. If I'm being honest with you here, Aries, I do feel some of you could be ending something, but, you have the World, which is completion. But again, look at this. You go up to the Two of Cups. So regardless of what's coming to an end, work, business, love, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I think you're moving towards happiness. You have this enthusiasm card at the end, which is really a card of having a zest for life, just feeling like, wow, I'm going in the right direction or whatever. You have this Peace card, this Dove card. It says peace and serenity on it. I feel like you've learned that this is what you want to create in your life is peace. If something kind of interrupts your peace, I feel like you're going to be cutting it out of your life significantly, right? I feel like if there are things that you just can no longer tolerate, you're going to be removing these things. It's almost as if you're protecting your peace here. You have the Strength card, the Eight of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. To me, I feel like you're I kind of feel like people are seeing you as extremely strong at this time, Aries. I feel like you could be really surprising people with your determination and your hard work and your courage, which you have that for your first card there is courage. So I feel like you are kind of inspiring people. I also feel you could be kind of surprising some other people in your life as well. It could be like past lovers or whatever. Maybe they had a, much stronger hold on you in the past and now they don't. And so I feel for a lot of you that you're kind of like being very strong. And I feel like people are seeing you this way as well. You have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is walking away from things that no longer serve you. And again, I feel you're walking away from things that interrupt your peace. I almost feel like you're kind of like discovering that you can make things like work however you want in your life. Like, let's say you want to have, a business in a side, like as a side hustle or something like that. I feel like this is saying you can make that work and it will probably provide extra for you. I keep getting something about extra showing up here. I do feel like you have to be perseverant. I'm just going to show you on the table. You have the Seven of Wands with the Nine of Wands here. And what I would say is that, both cards kind of represent persistence and perseverance. They both kind of represent the same thing. Needing to make sure that you don't give up, needing to keep pushing towards like the things that you want in life, and needing to kind of like try again. And the Seven of Wands is a card of like determination. It's a card of he's defending his position at the top of the hill. And, I always say that to me, he's a card of like really believing something deep down in your bones, in your soul, believing that something is for you, whether it's like, building a business or having a relationship, whatever it is you want. To me, it's a card of believing something so deeply that you literally manifest it. And, we talked about this between the Magician and the High Priestess and, some of the other cards here, all about belief. With the Strength card, you have the Nine of Wands to the Ten of Wands. See, I feel some of you maybe have been carrying a relationship. I don't think this could be you, and it doesn't matter what gender you are, but I feel that you have been maybe carrying a relationship for another person. It's like you realize that. So I kind of feel like some of you are, walking away and looking for maybe more Two of Cups, which is two people standing next to each other. Like you're looking for a person who can carry their own BS, right? And you can work together. Yeah, look at this. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Two of Cups to the Three of Cups. Definitely a celebration and happiness coming in for you. I feel like this could be coming in for you. For some of you, it's funny. I'm seeing this child as an idea. So for some of you, I don't think it's children. You could be meeting a person like a business partner where you have a child, but I feel it's like your ideas, the things that you're creating in your life, something that you're going to nurture into existence. You have the King of Pentacles here, and kings represent, kings really take care of things. They really, especially really to me, the King of Wands would be better, but because the King of Wands, he really takes care of things like babies. But, this King of Wands this King of Pentacles looks pretty caring to me, is what I'd say to you. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Star to the Moon. So again, it's like you have a North Star, you have something to aim at, and so now you're going through a period of darkness, baby, but I feel like this is saying don't quit. The star kind of represents needing to have a North Star. There are normally two pillars on the moon. Those two pillars are a warning to the fool. They say basically, you have a North Star, you know what to aim at, you know what you want to work towards, don't get distracted. Those two pillars are a warning to the fool about getting distracted. They just basically say no matter what happens, stay on this path, you're going to be successful. There are mountains in the background of the moon. And I always say that those mountains represent achievements. So it kind of says if you stay the course, you will be successful at this time. So keep going, Aries. Next, you have this Isolation card and this Enthusiasm card. I do feel like some of you could be feeling a little lonely or a little isolated. But again, I feel like enthusiasm is about to enter into your life here. I see you making decisions very quickly. Judgment calls, kind of like, if you're looking for new love, for example, I feel very quickly that you're saying yes or no. Like, very quickly whether you want a person or not. And again, I feel like that's good. You're trying not to waste time here with the Enthusiasm card, but I also feel like you are very, something is coming in for you that's going to make you very happy. You have the Two of Cups, Five of Swords, and the Nine of Wands here. Again, I do feel like you dealt with separation, which we saw over here. Also, there was some other stuff going on over here, but I feel like you were dealing with a separation in the past, or there has been a breakup. And again, I feel this is something new that could be entering into your life if you are looking for love. And I feel it's like a perfect match. Again, Two of Cups is a perfect match. Two people who are really happy together. Two people who want to be together. So I feel there is a lot of happiness here. I also am getting get to work. Those are the words that are popping into my head here. with the Two of Cups for some reason. That's not really what the Two of Cups represents, obviously, but I keep getting the words like get to work, or something like that on this card. I don't know, that makes sense to some of you. You have the Five of Swords, which again is a card of taking a risk. So you have that risk card. There's some sort of risk that you need to take, and I feel it has to do with a big change that you want to make with your life, whether it's like quitting a job, starting a business. For some of you, it's just an upgrade as well. The risk could also be just like trying new ideas in your business. If you have a business, I feel here, you're not sure if they'll work or if it'll mess things up or whatever. But I feel like now is like the perfect time for experimentation. I keep telling people, we have all these retrogrades. It slows down the energy. And it's a great time to make mistakes as well, even if you think it's a mistake. It's a great time to learn from those things, but it's a great time for experimenting on things that you've been working on for a very long time. That's what I'd be doing. And again, you have this Nine of Wands. Definitely makes sense after that moon that we just had in your sign. I feel like it's saying don't give up. I kind of feel like it's saying you need to keep pushing towards a goal, wish, or dream. There's like a lot of success coming in for you here, Aries. So let's see. With the Two of Cups, you have the Queen of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. You have the King of Pentacles here. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be attracting someone where you really work together on a very deep level. And it's something that will stand the test of time. You have the Ten of Pentacles. I love the King and Queen of Pentacles. Usually it's like a very stable connection. I kind of almost feel like this person is that High Priestess magician, or I should say magician and the High Priestess here. With this card, although it's kind of funny because I feel it's High Priestess to Magician, which is again interesting. That's not the order of tarot. Yes, I understand that, but again, intuitively, I feel like you're taking something that has potential and you're using the Magician's power to create it in reality. But what I would say is I kind of feel like it's a person who's a mixture of those energies. Maybe they have a lot, like you meet a person who has a lot of good ideas, but then they bring them down to earth. Could be an earth sign for sure. With the Five of Swords, you have the Queen of Swords to the King of Swords. Did you have another? No, I guess not. But, I don't know. I feel like you're cutting people out. I feel like you see things clearly, and you're just moving on from things that aren't working in your life, plain and simple. And with the Nine of Wands, you have the Two of Swords to the Three of Swords, cutting things out. Like I said, I feel like you're making a decision. It's almost like some of you could be dealing with a person who can't make a decision, so you're making a decision. I feel like you're saying, no, you can't make up your mind, so I'll make mine up, right? And I feel that for some of you. For others, I feel like you were heartbroken in the past. And again, if there's new love coming in for you, if you meet a new person, I would just be open to it. It looks like really good to me, especially something new. I think it is, and again, if you're getting into something new, I feel like this connection will require courage. For like a small percentage of you, I feel like maybe you have your eye on a person, and maybe you're going to have to be the one that reaches out or something like that, but whatever. I'm going to pull 3 cards now. I'm going to do this as like a personalish reading, so feel free to pause the reading and think of one question, and I'm going to answer your question as if I know what it is with these 3 cards. So pause the video if you haven't already. You have the... Pause it if you haven't. You have the Nine of Cups, Queen of Swords, and the Magician. Are you kidding? Definitely a new beginning. There's something that you know will lead to fulfillment in your life with that Nine of Cups, I feel here, Aries. So there's something that you know will make you happy. And you're clear on what you need to do to get it with that Magician energy there. And you can see the Magician is pointing down to the earth. So I feel like this is like, number 1, a yes to your question. Number 2, again, if you had a yes/no question. Number 2, I feel like it's saying you need to bring something down to earth. He's also got a snake wrapped around his waist. That snake represents the Ouroboros, represents a major transition, major change. So you're going through a big change here, Aries. I like this. Definitely a very powerful reading. So thank you for being here, Aries. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.